This is how you hide lasers in a foundation, and it's going to be super nice and super easy. To show you how to do it, we just put a laser in the foundation, and then we hook up turrets to the lasers in the foundation. And as you can see here, we have a floor inside the foundation with the laser coming off the side of the foundation. And if you pick up the rug, there's a laser, but you could obviously cover that with the rug, or you could do a lot of other stuff to cover that. You could put like a workbench in front of it and it blocks the laser from showing, but then it still detects it. And it's going to be super nice and super easy. We'll show you how to do it on a regular, not flat plot server where you can put one of these double high foundations. And before we go ahead and do that, this is going to be like the half gap base, just to answer some questions on the last video. Obviously, if you don't know half gaps, you seal everything up by floor stacking the shell, and then you could just cover everything like this, and you could obviously still have your floors in here. Obviously, I wouldn't do the 2x1 just one story, but that's how you do it. And then you could make some really cool peaks with the half gap like this. So if you break one of those, you have a full ramp down like that. And then obviously this is going to be the next video, and it's kind of like just a 2x1 version of the Alone in Tokyo base that everyone keeps asking about. And as you notice, we'll have one wall stack external TC that's not connected, and then one that is connected. So one is a decoy TC, and that's pretty hard to see when you're going to have all your honeycomb on there. That's what it looks like, as opposed to the one that's connected is going to look like that. Anyways, that's just the whole footprint of what I'm trying to work on right here. That'll probably be the next video, and then we'll just go show you how to do the laser in the foundation on a regular, not flat plot server, and it's going to be super nice and super easy. Okay, it's super easy to build. You just need to find a spot where you could do a double high foundation. So you can do that up against a beach. It's a very common spot because of the raised terrain. And you can place one square up like that, and then now you have a double high foundation. Very common for the roof bunkers, but it doesn't need to be on the beach. Obviously, we just need to get this double high foundation. You could do it wherever just the terrain is not completely flat. So we're going slightly uphill here. So we'll do one as far down as we can right here. Come up here once, twice, break that one. And now we have the double high foundation right here. And then to do it, it's very easy. We're just going to make one little 2x1 turret pod base. And you're just going to create a 2x1 like this. And you can seal this up. We want to seal this up as quick as possible. And we can put our TC in the corner here. I was supposed to put a half floor right here first before I did that double door. So we want that half double door floor like this. And then we could stick a floor through the twig foundation while that's still twig. And then with that floor right here, obviously lock your TC. We're going to be able to place our 3 lasers on the edge of this floor. So they stick out like this. And then we want to tether them so we could upgrade this foundation and still control all the outputs later. So we're going to go ahead and just use, I like to use a bunch of branches. You don't have to use a bunch of branches, but I like to use just a bunch of branches. So we'll have, just use 6 here, and then we'll just tether them. So we'll have the output of one branch to each one right here, and we could do it along this floor so it's never visible. So we'll have the power in on each laser coming in this floor, and then coming out to each of the branch out of 3 different branches. Just like that. And then I like to tether the outputs to the other one. So we'll do the output right here. That way we could upgrade the foundation and not be stuck. Obviously you could have better wiring than me, but we'll tether the outputs to the inputs of all these. So that was the left one. The output of that left laser is the first branch, and then we'll do the center one here for the center. And then we'll do the last one on the right, so we could know which ones are which with my genius wiring. And then once that's good, you can go ahead and upgrade this because we just tethered all the lasers. And if you see, you can't actually see the laser. Sometimes you could see it, you can still pick it up. Sometimes you could see it with HQM, so just be careful with that, but you can't see it with Space Station if you have Space Station. And then once that's good, I'm just going to use an admin generator, but you could just use whatever power source you want, solar panel. And it's only going to be 20 power for the turret, so like 25. So you can do 2 or 3 solar panels or just use a generator. And then once we have all that, we'll just go ahead and you can hook it up on a switch if you want. We'll just do output into the one right here, connect this into here like this. So these are all 2 for each laser. And we want we'll just do each of them 4 because one of them we're going to want 2. You don't need to, it only use what it uses. Right now it's using 3. And on the output, we'll go connect it to door sensors. But now we can go ahead and lock this up. Come up here. And we could do 4 garage doors all around right here. Seal this up right here. I like to do rollers out. You don't have to do rollers out. And then obviously you could lock these. But first we're just going to do the door controller on each one, and it's going to place it on the left of the door. So it's on the left of each one. And then we can go ahead and lock everything here. I like to hook up one laser to 2 doors. That way we only need 3 lasers because we can't do a laser backwards. So I'm going to do this one right here, branch to one, and then the other to the other one. And now these are our tethers for the laser out. This was our left one, so we're going to pick this left one up. And then we can stick it through the foundation. So just stick it on this floor. You don't have to wire it outside, so your wiring is pretty invisible. And then stick it through the foundation here. Shut that door, and then up into there. And now this will do both of those. Just like that. And we can go repeat that on the other 2. This was our middle one. We'll pull that one out, that output, and we'll route it back here, and then we'll go and put it on the far edge. Far edge one here. And again, you can put that wire through the foundation so no one really knows. And then on this one, we have to pull it off on the tether first right here. So pull this one off, place it right here, and then this will be our final one over here. And now as you can see, all of our lasers are sticking out right here, nice and powered. And then you can just use like a rug to cover it, and that rug will still allow the laser to pass through. If I can find more rugs. Just like that, you could have a rug on it, and then you can make it look even funnier so it doesn't look like anything. I mean, people are going to know it's a turret pod, and then after that, all you have to do is set up your actual turrets in here. So we'll do one this way, or whatever's better. I'm not the electrical goat, but we'll just go ahead and put one through the floor right here, wire it. And this will be our last 2. We'll just go ahead and do one right here. I think I pulled the wrong thing off that. Yep, I did. We want the power in. I did like ammo out or something. And we'll just go do it in this one branch, and we'll make that one 10. And then we'll put that into here and do this one into the next one up here. And then we could pull the power out. I like to wire it up first and then put the gun in. Do the same thing here. Pull the power out, then put the gun in. Power back on. Then when you run up near the laser, you get boom. And that's pretty much it. You could just hide those lasers inside the foundation in the floor and create some cool turret pods. It's not technically as good as the HFBF, I don't think, but it's also a lot easier to hide it, to make a nice like little tripwire thing, and it's super nice and super easy.